guys? Welcome to episode 73 of Fresh Off the Mats, here with the Jiu-Jitsu Joes.
We're going to terrorize your speakers with our voices and craziness.
What?
I said we're going to terrorize their speakers and shit with our voices and craziness.
Why? Today out of all days?
No, just because that's what we do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wear your headphones and then
Yeah, that's a smart move.
listen to the sound of us
I
screaming.
had some people say like they've had like their kids in the car. We're what is it? NSW?
Not safe for work.
Yeah, NSFW?
Yeah.
NSFW? Yeah.
Yeah, dude, don't listen to us like in your workspace without earbuds. Don't listen to us around your kids.
Fucking two dudes in their 30s. You think we're going to be sitting here?
Yeah, dude, we're talking about buttholes. Buttholes.
Oh my god.
This person listening to this podcast likes big gaping buttholes.
You're an asshole.
Bro, don't listen to us and you gotta listen to us like you have
Like
a
you just
secret.
chilling.
Like you have a secret.
Yeah.
Like you gotta be like,
Share it, though.
what are you listening to?
Share the
Nothing?
secret. It's like one of those secrets you need to share.
Like you got caught watching porn. That's how you gotta listen to us. By yourself. Someone comes in, hey, what's up? No, nothing.
I was going to bed.
I was going to bed.
Jesus.
Why are
my
socks?
charger.
Why are socks stand up on their own?
I'm not talking to you.
Oh shit!
God, she.
Even Siri wants to get
Bro,
on.
every time that
I never came in a sock. Growing up, like you know how like there's like that whole thing like oh dudes in their socks.
No, I've never understood.
I never nutted
Because
in
my
a sock,
whole thing too. I'm like, those are my socks.
bro. Not just that.
Those are my clothes, bro.
Socks are. I don't care if they just came out of the wash. Your feet were in there at one point. Like you stuck your dick in a thing that you put your feet into, dude.
My whole thing is those are my clothes. I don't.
No,
Those
dude.
are my
I
clothes.
never nutted in a sock before.
Yeah,
I thought that was the weirdest thing growing up where like guys are like, oh, stiff socks.
Well, you know what
oh,
I hate,
nutting
though?
in
So,
socks.
well-
Why? Because it's phallic shaped and it looks like a fucking cloth condom.
You know that does make sense. Maybe I guess.
It's weird. Now I know why
But
there's
then,
so
like,
many feet guys out there. Because you grew up in your teens always nutting into socks. So now feet are
It's
what
just like
get
a
you off.
normal thing for them.
You subconsciously made a foot fetish because you came in socks.
It's just you weren't even planning it. Fucking hell. Bro, you know what I hate though? It's good, man. I get ashy, right? So I have to have lotion. And I remember like before like I realized like people use lotion to like beat off or something, I would have lotion in my room. Like one of my buddies came over, they're like, "Where do you have that lotion there?" And I was like, "For lotion?" I was like, "What do you mean? Why do I have lotion in my room?"
My skin.
And I was like, "Because I use lotion." And he was just like, "Yeah, okay." I was like,
I also
I was like,
have
oh.
never used lotion to
No.
beat off.
"No,
I
dude."
just want to go on record. I've never used a sock. I've never poured lotion on my cock before beating off. I've given a couple like. No, I've
Oh,
I
no, I
can't
had a
show
buddy.
you.
He said he does that. I was like,
Stop.
"You spit in your hand, bro."
That's disgusting. Why can't you just jerk off? Why do you need lotion,
These people are weird, bro.
bro? And then you got lotion
To
in
be fair, it
dick.
was also the Marine Corps, so that's the whole thing. Yeah, right. That's the thing. These people that have like rituals.
I
I'm
don't
like,
know, dude. I don't know,
fucking-
dude. Setting candles. You have lotion and
This
a
is a
sock.
special time for you.
If aliens came down from outer space, they'd be like, "What the fuck is happening
You know
here?"
my favorite thing? I just saw this post. It was like not favorite thing, but like it was an interesting. It was like 2 weeks ago, and it was like this breakdown of humans as if like someone studied them.
Okay.
So it was funny to like break it down because it was here. Actually, let me find this shit real quick because it was so it. Thinking about it, it breaks people down into like these weird
Categories.
of just like what we are. Look at this. So like humans are adorable, and that's how it starts because it's a whole Reddit post. It's like humans say
Oh,
ow
like
even
from beginning, like when you're a baby, you looked at people.
no, like so
Oh, throughout all
it's just
time.
like so. Imagine like a scientist. You know how we study animals and we try to like
Yeah.
figure out how they act. So it's like it's something like this. So it's like human. So the top thing says humans are adorable, supporting evidence. Humans say ow even if they haven't been actually hurt. It's just a thing they say when they think they might have been hurt, but they're not sure yet. So it's just like, oh, that's true.
That's true.
Humans collect shiny things and decorate their bodies and nest with them. The shinier, the better. Although each individual has a unique taste for style and coloring. And I was like, oh man. And then it goes, humans are not aquatic or even amphibious species, but they flock to bodies of water simply to play in it. They can't even hold their breath all that long. They just like to splash. When night falls and the sky goes dark, humans become drowsy and begin to cocoon themselves in soft, fluffy bedding. I was like, bro, we sound like these fucking random animals. Like, if someone studied...
Like if we were in the zoo.
This sounds like an alien was just like looking at us and they wrote all these notes down. Look, humans are very clever and sometimes adopt creatures from other species into their family units. They don't seem to notice the obvious differences and often raise them alongside their own young. Which is true. Humans, if you really think about it, we're the only species outside of the outliers in the animal kingdom that sometimes will randomly do it. We're the only species that do it.
Some monkeys or apes do that.
They
have
started.
dogs.
They've noticed it.
Yeah.
But it's not that they have dogs and they keep them as a pet. They utilize them just like how ravens and wolves work.
Yeah.
So ravens will alert wolves of like a carcass. The wolves will go, or like a dying animal, the wolves will go. They will either kill it off and then start eating. And the ravens now have that relationship with wolves because they're able to now get fed. Yeah. There's a whole thing I just saw. I think it was Joe Rogan talking about this one. And it was just a clip, but saying how I think it's a panther or leopard, one of the big fucking cats. You know what I mean? And what they'll do is they notice that wolves will constantly harass them for food, right? Because there's one big cat, but then like fucking 20 wolves. Yeah. So what the cats would do is they'd set up stashes of kills. So to get the wolves to leave them alone. So basically the wolves now learn that and they'll just keep harassing
like
this
wolf
big cat.
mafia.
Yeah, and then the cat will go, get a kill, store it somewhere, the wolves will go eat that, and the cat's like, good, now I can go somewhere else and I can go eat now. But it's like, so in the animal kingdom, it's not that they do it to adopt it, they do it to be like,
for utility.
Yeah, for utility. Versus us, I have 3 dogs. Why do I have 3 different species in my house? Yeah. There's no reason. It's like when people get fish, birds. We just collect these animals and we have them in our home. Yeah. No other animal out there does that. It's just us. We just take it in and we're like...
It's crazy because we take it in without having any communication with them.
Zero.
Like, there's no like, oh, I collect this fish because me and him could have a conversation. No. We could talk and we know that we're friends. This fish is just like, they kidnapped me and now I'm stuck in this bowl.
Like, that's
to the end of time.
It's the same thing, bro.
It's jail. It's basically fucking jail. Fish is like, I'm on death row. They're gonna keep me here until whenever.
Bro, and think of it like an adoption. Be like some get adopted into a really nice family, some get adopted into a shithole.
Like, could you imagine if aliens came and we couldn't communicate verbally with
them?
them?
They just took us,
and then they just like they put you in a glass like cage on a shelf somewhere.
Feed you,
and they're like, why are they doing this to us?
They take you outside.
They put you on a leash and walk you because everybody thinks aliens are going to be the same size as us. What happens if they come here and they're 50 feet tall and they're just like, I like this one, and they just stick you in a jar?
You can't do shit,
bro.
And then they're new pets. They're like,
it's like when as kids they collect ants in an ant farm and they just stick them in a thing.
I've always wanted an ant farm just because I found that, I don't know why, but I see them, I'm like, that's so interesting. But then I always think, I'm like, if that bitch falls, I'm fucked.
You gotta nuke them all.
Yeah, you'd have to just gas your whole house.
I'm sorry.
But like, they look so interesting because like they start off like just sand.
Oh no.
What?
What if?
Oh god.
Earth.
What if game?
What if Earth?
Shut up.
Is an ant farm that big aliens picked us all up and dropped us, and they're just observing us?
Is very interesting.
But can you imagine if there's aliens that are 100 feet tall and they're observing us the way we observe ants in an ant farm? They're just watching us on Earth.
Probably.
Bro?
The sun is a big light bulb.
Oh my god, the sun is a light bulb! It's too hot!
You're an idiot.
Dude, who says it cannot be?
Oh, shut up.
Who says it can?
We're not having this conversation.
Danielle doesn't believe in aliens.
I believe.
Do you not believe in aliens?
So I believe in the possibility of them. I've never seen them, but I believe in the possibility. Because
she 100% believes there are no aliens.
I said bacteria is on other planets. That's technically alien.
I said the same thing. I was like, you look up in the sky and you see billions and millions of stars, and you don't think
statistically it's possible.
That didn't they find water on Mars or remnants of water from back in the day?
Yeah,
so you're telling me, and I'm not saying aliens have to be a physical. Aliens could be a little bacteria.
Bacteria counts as a fucking alien. Just saying, people, like that counts because people have this whole Hollywood vision again of what
that it's got to be like a humanoid.
It's a fact of life being able to survive off this planet or elsewhere, which is why we call like illegal aliens and things like that. It's just elsewhere.
Yeah.
if it's alive, it's an alien.
Bro. But like,
so she
I
says,
think people have a weird definition of what's considered alive.
Is that what she's saying?
I don't know, but I looked at her and I was like, tell me you're joking. Please tell me this is a joke. You don't believe? How could you not believe?
She's very religious though, isn't she?
Not anymore. But like,
what is that? Why?
I don't know.
You gotta ask
probing
questions.
I did, and I asked, and she's like, I just don't believe that it is. And I was like,
I feel like you didn't ask good questions. You
probably not.
Judged
it
her.
honestly, yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did judge.
So
I did my Joe like.
You're not.
Face,
you're not
like,
asking questions. You're judging. You need to ask to learn.
Bro, you cannot believe that there's nothing out there other than us. That is so crazy.
Statistically, it's just not possible.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, statistically, it's just not possible.
It has to be.
That's my thing with it. It's just literally. But then there's also people who say the Earth's only been around for 4,000 years. I'm like, we have history going back farther than that. Shut up.
No.
Like, we can literally prove it's been older than that, and that's not even just by like fossils.
I think everybody's wrong. I think the Earth is just. I don't even think it's a fathomable number of how old the Earth is. I just think we don't even have the technology to carbon date that far back.
We're just old.
Yeah.
I also don't. My whole thing was like, why do you?
We're so irrelevant. Like when
Yeah.
you think about, if you live to be 80 years old, that's like
nothing.
that's nothing.
What is it? They say like if you took the whole entire 24 hours of the clock, human history has only been around for like 4 minutes or something like that.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I would say 4 seconds, bro.
I'm pretty sure it's. Even
I had a
than that.
teacher in high school say, "How long do you guys think we've been around for?" Or like, "What do you think human history is?" And we were all like, "Oh, it's this, it's that." He said, "Look at the wall," and the classroom was a very long classroom. It was a 50-foot long wall, and he says, "Now take a sheet of paper and put it up against the wall, like thin wise."
We're not even millions years. Out of 4.6 billion years, the farthest that we have is approximately 200,000 years.
No, I would say it's even older. But he
No,
was saying
human history.
yeah. But he was saying human history is if you took a 50-foot long wall and you took a sliver of paper, like if you turned it like
Yeah.
short, and you put it up against the wall, that's how long humans have been around. And it's like, dude, it's crazy, man.
And also the fact that
One day I hope time machines could become a real thing. I don't think they ever will, because I think it fucks with too many things, but I wish maybe one day. I think that's more improbable than aliens being around.
What's also
It's a time
crazy is the
machine.
fact that only 1% of human history is recorded.
Yeah.
Like that's what blows me away. I don't care how long it's been. It's the fact that writing and history logging hasn't been around that long. So like imagine all the history we know right now, and imagine everything else that was prior.
Do you know the theory? The theory about
like the massive reset theory?
A lot of people think that humans have gotten to where we are currently with technology and stuff, and we make a decision at some point that we say, hey, no more writing things down. Let's just put everything digitally in the cloud, or their version of the cloud 2,000, 3,000 years ago. And what happens is like a solar flare event that knocks out the internet, resets everything, cataclysmic events happen, like, I don't know, fucking tsunamis and shit like that. So there's no history recorded. We got up to the technological standpoint that we are now, but because of these events where we never had hard copies of things, everything was digital, the hard reset from like a solar flare event that knocks out the internet and resets all technology on top of shit going wrong, like earthquakes and fucking volcanoes and shit like that. If you combine both those things, think about if today a solar flare event happened and no more technology, right? And then in the next 20 years, you know, we're still trying to build, but in the next 20 years, we have massive volcanoes that killed off a lot of people. Bro.
We still have people that do like handwritten records.
I understand. But if you have these massive events that wipe out shit, like
Oh, yeah.
there's one thing that said a massive volcano.
Like if Pompeii happened again.
Yes, where it builds these clouds and it causes the earth to cool so at such a rapid rate that a majority, like only 10% of the population survives. Because everything cools down. The volcano erupts, it blocks out the sun, and everything becomes ice cold.
Like if Yellowstone erupted.
Yeah, super volcano.
Yeah, I mean, it could definitely be, like, that's, I don't know.
Because I still to this day don't believe those motherfuckers built the pyramids the way they say they did. Wow. There's no way, dude. Those things weigh 1,000,000 pounds.
Dude on YouTube literally proved it.
Stop, dude. They took metric ton pound blocks that were precisely cut to precise measurements. They dragged them 500,000 miles, 500 miles. You know how long 500 miles is?
They were around
to drag them.
They were around during the mammoths. If we can train an elephant, you can train a mammoth.
Bro.
Come on now.
But they're saying if they move 10 blocks a day, it would still take 600 years to make that shit.
Yeah, and it did. Bro,
Stop, dude.
Cleopatra's
Stop.
closer in age to us than she
Aliens
was to the build of it.
came.
No.
And they were like,
So,
zoom, zoom.
So that part,
zoom,
yeah,
zoom,
that,
zoom,
that I
zoom,
don't believe.
I believe that.
Humans did it because,
No.
again, we had guys that did it. They showed it, and they showed how they were able to do it.
They're saying that today, with today's technology, they cannot mimic that.
My whole thing with that, and I haven't seen anyone ever talk about this part, is the fact of erosion existing, and that over thousands of years of stacked blocks with erosion just squishing. They keep talking about the whole laser precise. What about the fact that just the blocks been sitting on top of each other for thousands of years, and then over time they just get closer?
No, because you know where you would notice it?
Where?
The blocks that do this. Because the dip here would be a lot more sunken
No,
into this bottom block.
They're flat. They're flat on there.
No, what I'm saying is there's two blocks, right?
Yeah.
If they stack them like this, where this one is exposed to the elements and this one just sits on it, as you go higher, you have to go inward. This block would have a divot in it. Then you could prove that it was gravity.
Why would the divot happen?
Because you're saying that because of the pressure from the block on top is what causes them to be so precise. But half of this block is exposed outward, so there's no pressure on this side of the block.
Because of the even pressure from the building.
No, dude. When you build a pyramid, you have to start with a wide base of blocks, and as you go in, yes. So there's a part of the block that sticks outward at the bottom,
but it's still supported.
But you would see the divot in the block from here.
Only if it's not
The
supported
pressure.
properly. The divot would only happen if it's not supported properly.
You're saying that they're so precise because of the pressure on top of it. That only happens if they're evenly stacked on top of each other.
That's what I'm saying. They were evenly stacked.
There's not even pressure because to build a pyramid, you have to start with a wide base and go to a tip at the top. So some blocks have half a block on them and half of them are exposed to the outside.
No, because it's not like empty.
I understand. But if you're saying that they got so precise because of pressure, half the block is under pressure. Half of it is exposed to the rain could fall on top of it.
But that's what I mean.
So it would cause a divot in the inside part.
But that's what would cause it to be smooth as well.
But you would notice that one block is starting to divot down more due to the pressure on top of it, where the outside exposed part has no pressure on it.
But that still won't change the preciseness on the outside.
Dude, if these are two blocks and this has to sit on this and this is outside, the rain could hit it. This would cause the divot pressure to go lower on this block, like it's sinking into it.
You're saying it as if it's like that, but that's not how it is. They're like this.
No, they're not.
And then they're just shifted like this, but there's still support here going up.
I understand, but there's a part of the block that's exposed to the surface, elevated on top. Rain comes down and hits this part of the block, but it doesn't hit this part right here. When you stack them going inward,
they're not smooth.
Yeah, it's not the pyramids are not smooth surfaces. No. They're blocks going up.
Hold up. This is why traveling is important. I'm gonna go to Egypt.
You thought that the pyramids you could just roller skate down the pyramids? They're blocks on top of each other.
I've never seen them close up, and I've also only seen pictures like this.
Yeah, they're not smooth. They're blocks that are stacked. So if this block is on here, this is going to create pressure on this side of the block. The same block is not going to have no pressure on the outside part. Zoom in on a pyramid.
Well, not going to accept it. I don't know what you are. I didn't know. I did know. Well, learned this one like a few months ago that they were covered in limestone, so that was interesting.
Yes. But you get what I'm saying, right? The pressure would cause half the block to divot inward, so they wouldn't be even across. Because half of it has to be exposed outwards.
There's like no way to get close.
Type in zoomed in photo of pyramids.
Oh yeah, I guess it's all like steps and stuff, but it does look fucked up.
Yeah, it is fucked up. I'm not
So
saying...
what precision are they talking about?
Hold on. We have commercials going in the background. So you got to get zoomed in on it.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
It's what matters.
Pyramid.
Why do you gotta have this
Close
stupid
up.
screen protector? I can't see what I'm trying
For
to...
that exact reason. Oh yeah, look at that. They are like steps.
Yeah, see?
So then what? What precision are they talking about? That the fact that they're all
This,
close?
okay, but this is different. This is due to erosion from rain and shit like that. But these, a lot of these are very...
But where are they talking about that they're precise? That they're pushed together really well?
No, dude, that they sit on top of each other very evenly. If you're cutting a piece of stone 500 miles away, the accuracy you have to be like, guys, they have to be cut in a certain way. Do you understand?
He knew math.
But what tools did they use? We don't have tools today that can make it that accurate all the time. To laser cut it 500 miles away and then bring it here?
So who says that that's what they did? Because they're just now figuring out that they weren't all slaves working
because
on the
this
pyramids.
stone doesn't belong to this area. They had to
But who
drag
said
it
that-
500
who said
miles
that
away.
They cut it 500 miles away. Didn't cut it there. That's what I'm saying.
Because you know how heavy one of these blocks is? It's
You
a
know
lot
how
of
big
tons.
a fucking mammoth is?
Bro, a mammoth cannot drag. If you're saying one of these blocks is 2,000 pounds, you're lucky if a mammoth could drag one block. You're saying that a mammoth dragged a multi-million pound rock there and they cut it there? This sounds more preposterous. Yeah, look, that's an elephant, that's a mammoth. You think an elephant could drag a 1,000,000-ton rock? 1,000,000 tons.
Have you not seen dogs be able to pull 4,000 pounds?
In sand? Shall I keep going?
You put it on a sled.
Oh, a sled. How are you getting the 1,000,000-ton rock onto a sled, my
You
dude?
use the fucking ledges. You sit there with wood.
1,000,000 tons. If you
It's
took
not a
everyone in the
million,
United
1,000,000
States, I
tons.
don't think we could move 1,000,000. But
How
you're saying that
big
it was cut there.
is a
I'm making the argument
pyramid?
because you said that it's cut there.
Okay.
I'm saying they cut it into 2,000-pound blocks 500 miles away.
6.5 to 10 tons. So about 20,000 pounds for one block.
How many pounds?
20. The highest would be about 20,000.
20,000 pounds.
So you get a mammoth that weighs the same to be
They
able to
don't.
pull.
They don't.
I just showed you that they do.
They don't.
I just showed you 8 tons. 6 to 8
A
tons.
mammoth weighs 8 tons.
6 to 8 tons. If
Is-
a dog that weighs 60 pounds
So
to
yours-
100
okay,
pounds
okay,
can tug
okay.
4,000 pounds.
Okay.
You don't think
You
an
gonna tell
8-ton
me
animal
This
would be able to
mammoth,
pull one block?
8,000 pound mammoth
No,
is
8
gonna
tons.
8 tons is gonna drown 20,000 pounds. Is gonna drag it.
You're thinking a 16,000 pound animal can't drag 20,000 pounds?
500 miles. 500 miles.
You think only one is doing it? You think they used one
No!
mammoth?
But they're saying that there's millions of blocks in one pyramid.
Yeah.
Bro, no way. There's no way. What
Over
happens if the
hundreds
mammoth
of
breaks
years?
its knee?
Over
no
hundreds
way,
of
dude.
years?
No way.
This wasn't a project that they knocked out in 6 months.
And how long were mammoths around? You think there was mammoths?
Forever.
No.
They were
there's
around
no
for a
way,
while.
dude.
Bro, they lived I'll show you
In
the last
sand. We're also forgetting.
Last
You're saying,
mammoth alive.
hey, you're saying if it's smooth ground. What happens in sand,
You
dude?
put it on a sled. So you get a lever. You're able to get a bunch of people. They lift it. Because a guy on YouTube proved how they were able to lift it and put it on top of a sled. And then from there, they pushed it all the way through. There's different ways that they were able to do it. And they did it with the technology that they only had available then.
I'm telling you, mammoths were not as
They
prevalent.
died 4,000 years ago. The pyramids were built before that.
Yeah.
So the last mammoth died 4,000 years ago.
Stepping in sand.
Yes!
You believe that this mammoth,
They were everywhere.
16,000 pounds, gonna put its hoof in sand?
Yes!
Have you seen cows in sand? Have you seen horses in sand? Have you?
There's camels.
Have you seen
You think-
camels in sand?
Yes.
You know
They're
they get their
thriving.
hoofs stuck in
They're
there.
thriving.
But
That
they still get
giant
their-
animal you think
No.
is going to get stuck?
Oh yeah.
Come on now.
Oh yeah.
It's
In
going to
that
compact
sand,
just like stepping on compacted snow.
no fucking shot. my
It's
dude.
not like a fucking
No
little
shot.
sandy beach.
No shot.
They have those
Your-
sand
your,
dunes.
Your
Shut up.
160-pound ass when you go to the beach is not moving well in sand. Don't pretend like it is.
It's,
And
gonna
it's
be-
the soft sand, not the one close to the
That's
water
what I'm
that's
saying.
compacted.
Theirs is more compact.
No, theirs is that soft
It's,
sand.
it's hundreds and hundreds of years
I
of just
don't
fucking
believe
build
this.
up.
I don't believe
They
this.
walk on it all the time.
There's no
They
way.
literally have buildings out there.
There's no way, my dude. There's no way. There's no way.
Dubai exists, built on sand and rock.
Technology. Today's technology. They didn't build it back then. Today's technology. That's why I think they had a really sophisticated technology back then to build these.
They
pyramids
did have
back then.
sophisticated technology.
Yes. Where is that technology? The aliens, bro. They took it. They built it and they left.
You need to get off the History Channel.
No, dude. Aliens. Whatever the guy does.
It's fucking aliens with his hair. Just
I'm telling you,
aliens.
it's just crazy.
That guy has made so much money.
Aliens guy.
Yeah, dude.
He really only became famous because the meme.
Because of the meme. But it doesn't matter because then look what the History Channel did. History Channel's not history. History Channel needs to change their name to the Alien Channel.
Why? Do they do a lot of aliens?
That's all they ever talk about. Fucking,
There were aliens in World War II. Did you know that? With the
that's all they
Nazis?
talk about.
Did you know that?
Oh my god.
The aliens
You
and
need to get
Nazis
off the
were
History
getting
Channel.
together. They're in Antarctica right now.
Mm.
There's a fortress there. That's what they say.
God, get off the internet. You sound like my sister. She tried. I love it when my sister talks to me about things, and I'm like, "Was TikTok your source of information?" She's like,
yeah.
"Yes," and I was like, "Did you verify?" She goes, "Well, no," and I was like,
The
"You
problem.
should probably go verify that information first."
No, the problem is today. There's
You said no.
There's no, because the problem today is there's no need to verify anything. You just have to say it and just claim it's
With
your
confidence.
truth.
Yeah. This is my truth.
This
Shut
is
up,
my
dude.
truth.
That's so dumb.
I
bro.
believe this is my truth, and I'm like, all right.
And they're like, "That's my opinion, so you can't change it." It's like, one, opinions are meant
Facts
to be
don't
changed.
matter anymore.
Yeah, but opinions are meant to be changed. That's what people don't get. It's an opinion.
I
You
changed
have-
my opinion on a lot of
You
things.
have every right to have an
Yeah.
opinion, but
If
be
you
ready
give me
for
a
it to be
valid
challenged
argument,
and then have
yeah,
that.
I don't mind changing. I've changed my opinion on so many things where I'm like, oh,
You just
know
have to
what?
have a good reasoning.
You
behind
can't
it.
just say because or this is how I feel, and then I have to just accept it as truth. You have to believe her truth.
And that's some of the
Shut
most
up.
annoying thing to hear too, because like when I hear that, I'm like, you are just fucking ignorant, and it pisses me off.
It
like
is.
I'm like, yeah, because there's so many things, especially when you take into consideration. Is it considerable that technology could have invented long ago? They could have had cell phones way back in the day, possibly, because over billions of years. Now, not even billions. Let's just take human history. You're telling me in 200,000 years, what we figured out in fucking, 40? You're telling me at not one point they couldn't have figured out? Because at one point they figured out electricity?
You're telling me
Come
in the
on,
last
dude.
150 years has been the most progress, and that's it?
And-
That's it.
And the fact that...
Only in the last 150 years have we made the most progress
only because
ever.
we have a recorded history of 1%
That's what I'm
of
saying.
recorded history.
Something
it's like,
happened and gave us a reset.
Statistically, is it possible? Yes. Do we have any history of it? No. Do we have proof of it?
No.
Not really. But it doesn't mean it could not have been possible. And again, with massive wipeouts, a whole reset in the world. Maybe something is buried real deep. We're going to find a cell phone fucking a million fucking feet into the Earth's
But
equator.
maybe
like,
we find something and we don't even realize it's a cell phone. Because who says it has to look like
yeah,
this?
that's true. Like it looks something like
It could look like a
dude.
shell. Maybe
Yeah.
their technology, like the way we do
Atlantis.
like lithium ion batteries, maybe they put all their technology into conch shells and we don't know, and they just
Atlantis
dissolved over
existed.
time.
Atlantis
Who
was
knows?
there.
Guys, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you for episode
Go dive into
74.
some fucking conspiracy theories.
No,
Just
please
fucking
don't.
do it.
We don't need any more
And
crazy.
then message us what you want us to see.